All right, all right. Look, first of all, welcome back, y'all, to Talk Tuesday, a series that is dedicated to empowering youth and families. This series is being brought to you by Steps Foundation, Inc., where advocacy meets education for the betterment of young minds. Each month, we explore meaningful topics designed to inspire growth, spark creativity, and equip our listeners with the tools they need to thrive. I am Abigail Ellis, your host and executive director here at Steps Foundation. As we have now entered this wonderful new year, there's no better time than to pause and reflect on what really drives us. That's why this month we're diving into one of the most personal and powerful topics that we have explored yet, and that is finding your purpose and passion in this year of 2026. Purpose isn't just about having all the answers. It's about asking the right questions. It's about discovering what lights you up, what values you hold close to you, and what kind of life you want to build. So whether you're in middle school, high school, college, or hey to my adults in the room, right? Now is the perfect time for us to start thinking about where you're going and why. This January, we're exploring how to discover your passions, exploring college and career paths that align with your values, how to use service and volunteerism to find deeper meaning, and finally map out a purpose driven life that you're proud of. So you don't need to have it all figured out, right? You just need to start somewhere. So we're going to begin that journey together. So I'm excited because y'all see, we got some awesome people in the room. Yes, yes, to my crew. So a big shout out to Swelly coming to us from Premier Phlebotomy Academy. Welcome back, Smith. So for those of you who have been rocking with us for the last 3 years, you're used to seeing that amazing face. Shout out to Orlando coming to us from Soul Outreach. And then we have my girl, Anastasia. Hey, girl, hey. She like, you ain't gotta call me out. I see you, Anastasia. And my boy Lamar. What's up, YPA? Don't don't
Oh
don't
Lord.
don't judge me.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
So yes. So today's topic, we are talking about exploring those career and college paths that fit you, right? And so I get to ask you guys some wonderful questions. And this is all about you personally, okay? So let's see. I'm gonna start with for you. What was the difference between choosing a career path versus choosing a job?
Well, first, let's talk about the difference between a career and a job.
Okay.
Because it starts there.
Okay. Okay.
So, a job is, yeah, I'm working. I'm working this. That's like I'm working for right now. Yes, I'm getting a paycheck every 2 weeks or every month. Your career is, I've been in this field and I'm planning to be in this field for the next 10, 15, 20, 25 years. This is my long term plan. This is what I plan to do way, way down the line, or this is what I've been doing since this point in time. This is something that I have been doing and something that I plan to keep doing. It is my main thing. That
Okay.
is
Okay.
a job is,
I've
yeah,
been
I'm just working at Publix for the paycheck and the benefits. That's not a career.
I've
It
been
could be.
gone. I've
It
been
could
gone
be.
far too long because my nephew got a mustache, and and he sounded like a grown man. He talking grown man. I see you, Neff, and I think you spot on. For me, man, 16 years old, I didn't know you could have a career. I didn't even know what a career was. Just wanted money in my pocket. Like Lamar said, I just need some bread. Um, and as I got older, you get, 18, 20, I'm still not knowing what a career is. Uh, had an opportunity at 20 years old, I think, to work at what out here our electric company is PG&E. You get into PG&E and you pretty much set for life. But I didn't understand the opportunity presented to me, so I let that go. Oh, I didn't let it go. I was let go. um, Still not knowing what career I wanted to do. 25 years old, looking, exploring, not knowing. Like it was never introduced to me what a career is. I knew people who worked in factory plants for years. I didn't want to work in no factory plant. So I couldn't see that as a career. I wasn't a military person, so I didn't see that as a long-term solution. Um, honest, I probably was just like winging it until, fortunately a gentleman seen something in me and brought me in as a cable installer. And I thought I was going to do that, install cable for the rest of my day. Never had no insight of moving up, didn't know what the corporate ladder was, didn't know what the corporate world existed of, and moved up. And that was kind of my introduction to a career as I moved up in the cable business. And then, once I got to a certain level, 1999, 2000, it's like, man, this corporate life ain't for me. I'm not a yes man, you know? And now I had to start all over again, trying to find out what I'm supposed to do in this world. Thought I wanted to do something, worked out for a little bit, wasn't it? And, probably not until recently, the last 5 years. And that's just being honest. At the age of 54, we're looking at the last 5 or 6 years, I found my footing as far as I wouldn't even call it a career. I'll call it a lifestyle. So, young folks, if I could say anything to you, I would say make sure that your lifestyle fits your career and your career fits your lifestyle. They should be the same. You know what I'm saying? Because otherwise, you're not going to be happy. And let me not say that. Your fulfillment, your fulfillment will come when you find that lifestyle that meets your career and a career that meets your lifestyle. That's what I should say.
I like that perspective.
Now let's circle back to this. Sir, I did not think you were 54.
Let's not get off. Let's not get off subject because I thought you was gonna go back to your mustache, but let's stay on point. We can discuss that offline.
Look, we need to find a time and date for that.
Got you. I got you.
Not the meet me outside mentality.
Pull up, youngster.
What do y'all feel are some underrated careers typically that most young people don't hear a lot about?
Top of my head, hedge funds manager. I mean, listen, the money that can be made becoming a hedge fund manager is ridiculous. Young people, I'm gonna shut up because I want to share this with you. From 1970s to present, you can do the Google search. I don't like giving all the information. From 1970s to present, inflation has went up tenfold. Salaries have pretty much stayed stagnant throughout those 50 years. Now they've gone up with the cost of living, but if you look at hedge fund managers and CEOs and those people in those executive positions, their salaries have increased at least 400, 500%. 400, 500%. Hedge fund managers play with people's money. They play a real game of Monopoly. You don't have to do nothing. Look into it. I'm telling you, it's underrated. It's not talked about because that's money. You talk about people's money, man. We talk about power now. Check it out.
Love that. Oh, any of y'all can tap in.
I was gonna say, in terms of medical, it's either nursing or doctors, but there's so much or so many other careers in medical that I think people don't really dive into. So sonography is a good career. I'm lab. So if you don't like you like people, but you don't want to be with a patient for 12 hours, that's where I kind of come in. Because we can still help the patient and then we go right back to the lab and we just process it. So I think there's a lot of other careers in healthcare that aren't as talked about, that are just worth kind of like looking into.
Oh, I love it.
I'm not real intricate with the actual job career itself, but code writing in any form, the money is there. The money, I have known code writers, people who have gotten into that world, you know what I'm saying? They just the amount of zeros on their check, like This is when you know you found your niche and when you found your financial freedom. When a check comes in and you don't feel it or you don't care about it. Well, I'm from an era where you get a paper check, but when a paper check come in and it's like, oh, just throw that in the pile with the other ones. That's when you know. And code writers get you there. So that's, in my opinion, an underrated career. And the other one, and I guess I'll toot my own horn here, it's not so much of a specific career, but becoming an entrepreneur. Um, and not the sexy ones. Like everybody, everybody wants to be a vlogger or a streamer or whatever like that. That's cool. That's cute. Not everybody meant to be on camera. Not everybody has a good
Yeah.
speaking voice to be the talent, right? But like for me, I'm in my studio right now. I'm the person that does the filming. I'm the person that does the media. I'm the person that makes sure you sound good, make sure you look good, make sure you're lit. So as an entrepreneur, like, but also you got to remember this: everything's on you. Everything. There's nobody to blame when things go wrong. But there's nobody that could steal the credit when everything goes right. So I would say coding, whatever you're good at, make that your career. Yeah. So yeah, definitely those two things. Yes, ma'am.
I love that you said sound, like the sound and like the entertainment side of things too, because I think a lot of students, when they hear about a lot of them, okay, so let's even tap into a lot of our students that are wanting to go into the music industry and not thinking about all the different things that are within the music industry. Your sound techs, I heard you say like you have your own studio, right? And so you do all the things that make people sound and look good, is what I heard. That's 5 jobs in itself.
It is 5 jobs. Yes. Yes, it is.
Can we
But
tap
that
into some of
means
those
you pay
careers?
yourself.
So I'm like audio tech, sound tech, light techs, because like those of you who like events, like putting on the lights and all of those things, like all of that event management. For some of you who are unsure about that, but I love hearing things like that too, because I think that is also like that untapped market as well. I love it.
Can I add this? Because I
Mhm.
think the options are outstanding. And I would like to say underrated, because I think what everybody put out there, I would just want to be careful how I said it. I think everything that people put out there almost has the underlying message of it's makes a lot of money. Underrated for me is teachers. Teachers that look like the students in their school with that lived experience along with the credentials to teach a certain subject, right?
Mhm.
That now let me be transparent, young people. There's a misconception about how teachers are compensated. Some aren't compensated well at all. There's a lot of reasons behind that, but there are a lot of teachers who are compensated very well. I know a few who are doing 6 figures, teachers teaching high school. Okay. So I think it's really important when we start talking about underrated is in
But
the
but the
education.
question was not just about underrated. It was underrated that teens don't hear about. They hear about teaching all day long.
Well. Let me can I get well. We don't. They don't know how to become the principal or the superintendent. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And then just to tie a bow on it, from my point, going back to what Bruh said about the entertainment business. Think about the external work. Contract lawyer. Definitely need a contract lawyer if you're going to be in the
Mhm.
entertainment field. Got to read. You got to be able to read the fine print. You got clothing design. You got digital marketing. There's so many different things that can be had
Absolutely.
that are underrated, but they're there. And I think we just have to do what you're doing, sis. Like right now, just introducing young people to these wonderful opportunities that's there.
Absolute. Absolute. Even when
I'd
we
like to add. I'm sorry.
yes, come
I'd
on.
like to add any form of coaching, any form of coaching or mentoring or training, because when people my age get to speaking, even if I'm actually absolutely correct in the information I'm giving out to a young person, I'm an old head. I'm unk. It don't sound, but if you fresh out of college, if you 23 years old and you telling a
Yes.
17-year-old, they can relate. They know the lingo. They know how to use the slang, and they gonna listen to you, even though I'm 20, 30 years more experienced and got more wisdom than you. They still gonna listen to you because you just came out of what they were in. So I would say any form of coaching, mentoring, there's money to be made there. There's a career to be made in coaching, mentoring, tutoring, any whatever name you want to
Yes.
put on it. It's still kind of in the teacher realm, but then you can go, and youth sports coaches, they're always looking for people to younger people that can relate to the kids. So yeah, just wanted to add that. Sorry about
Oh,
that.
I heard relatability.
Hey, I brought my son on to my coaching staff this year. The kids loved him. You know what I'm saying? What's crazy is how the world works and the organic nature of the universe. I got a call from one of my ex-players, also was like, Coach, man, I'm trying to get back in the game and coach. Dude's like, I think he's like a little couple years older than my son. So I'm gonna bring him on this year. So to your point, bro, like it's bringing them young cats in. I mean, I can coach all day long. But when these young cats come in and they got the swag on, my players are more tuned into them than what they are to me. You know what I'm saying? And they provide that pipeline of communication to be like, man, what is old man saying? No, this is what the old man is saying because he taught us this. You know what I'm saying? So that's an absolutely outstanding point.
Yeah, the other reason why they can relate to them as well is because we in the same age bracket roughly. We came up in an era where there was no such maybe the phrase existed, but I had never heard of the term mental health when I was coming up. From in my
Yep.
schooling days, my job days,
Yep.
I didn't. You sucked it up. My coach used to tell us, "Go chew bubble gum." I didn't even know what that meant. I just knew shut up, stop complaining, and go chew bubble gum. I didn't even have any bubble gum, but he told us to go chew it. So now, as I got to be an older man, I got to okay, I know what it means now. But if I tell a kid to go chew bubble gum, they're gonna look at me like I'm crazy. Meanwhile, the kid who just came out of high school, college, they're like, look, he needs a minute for his mental health. They can understand it. Where I just was taught, just suck it up, get over it, move on. And it might have had I been able to take a minute or two or five for my mental health, there might have been a couple of decisions bad decisions that I wouldn't have made back in the day, and I could have got on my path and my journey to my career, whatever that would have been earlier in life, instead of waiting until I was in my late 30s to start it. You know what I mean? So yeah, men like they
Yes.
can relate that they need that time. Just not even they don't necessarily need somebody to talk to them. They just need time to themselves. They don't need to be doing nothing. They literally just need time to just sit
Yes.
quietly and refresh and recalibrate everything. You know what I'm saying? You know how you turn your car on, you need to let it idle before you take off. Sometimes they just need to let it sit, their
Oh,
brain just sit idle. You ask them, what
And
you
I
thinking
think,
about? Nothing. And
and I
they
think
literally ain't thinking
also
about nothing.
that goes to now go to the extended part of what you're saying, bro. But to sister's point, underrepresented, underrated is clinical therapists that look like us, that sound like
Mhm.
us.
There
I
you
will share a
go.
personal story real quick. We was trying to get some assistance with my grandson, my 5-year-old grandson. There was not one black man available to
Mhm.
provide therapy for this young man. Not one.
mhm,
You know
mhm.
what I'm saying? Now they had a few online, but that's online. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So when we
Yep.
start talking about it, underrated professions are underrepresented. You know, there are so many. You could do the whole year show on all
Yeah.
these
Yeah.
wonderful positions that's out there that's going to provide service for the people.
That therapy thing. I'm originally from New Orleans, and I'm in Florida now. And I know that well, the people of my age that were coming up out of college and stuff, when they would getting degrees to become therapists and stuff like that, they had to leave the state to practice because there was no clientele for them in Louisiana. Because people
Mhm.
that look like me, they didn't. You think I'm gonna go sit and talk to somebody about my problems? Like,
That's
no,
that
they don't
stigma.
believe that.
Yeah.
So yes,
Absolutely.
therapist. I want to second his motion of therapy. That like therapist,
Ab-
piece somebody to sit and talk to. That's a big one nowadays. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's definitely
Absolute.
underrated.
Absolute.
Yes,
Oh,
ma'am.
I love this. Can y'all think about whether it's you or maybe even somebody that you know, right? Where they took an unexpected path into the workforce. So I know sometimes like when we're in school, we have that thought process of I'm gonna grow up and I'm gonna be the teacher, right? Like that's all we said. I'm gonna be a teacher, I'm gonna be a teacher, I'm gonna be a teacher. And then something unexpected happens and it changes your whole trajectory and you end up in another field. Has that happened to any of you?
I know someone that it has happened to.
Yeah, you want to share?
You.
I said you want to share. I ain't say you had to call me out.
I no, because let's talk about you real quick. Because I know that was you. You was like, I'm gonna be this teacher. I'm gonna be teaching these students. I'm gonna be all up with these little kids. Then you had a taste of it. You said no. I'm
I
okay.
didn't say no because I worked with them for 10 years, but working with students, there was always there's something more to this that's missing and the what next. So it's like, you have that calling, you have that desire to do a thing. And my heart and my passion has always been with youth.
Huh?
But I knew that there was more that I needed to do outside of early childhood education because I kept hearing the stories of
Mm-hmm.
what's happening once those kids leave a daycare center, when they're trying to find that after school place, especially our middle schoolers in the transition. It's a hard transition from elementary into middle school. And just as our students had a hard time, the parents had a hard time, the grandparents had a hard time. And I was trying to figure out the what next. How else can we benefit and how else can I be that resource to others? And yeah, I've definitely made my shift, but the story wasn't about me. I was asking them.
I mean, but I didn't know a person.
He said I did know a person. You right, did answer the question.
So, hey, you can't tell me I was wrong.
You not wrong, baby. You not wrong. I
Leave
see you,
me alone.
Sueli. Come on.
Yeah, so that's my whole story, to be honest with you. So ever since I was little, I always said I was going to be a nurse. So I would watch all the shows, I would see all of the movies, and I could stomach it. And I went to college in Delaware. I'm from Delaware up north. So I went to college in Delaware. I did a year and I hated it. I hated every minute of nursing. No offense to nurses because their job is like crazy and I respect them a lot, but it wasn't for me. So every time I went to class, I knew like, okay, God, this is not what I was meant to do. But it was very disappointing because I just, I thought I knew. And I'll be very honest, I then found out that I was pregnant with my first son, Joshua, and I no longer had 4 years to wait to get a career. So I ended up kind of like taking a pause and saying, okay, I don't know what I'm doing right now, but I know that I love people and I love to help. That was always like my heart was to help people. And the good thing is that no matter where your life ends up leading you, I don't regret the year of nursing because it's led me to what I'm doing now. So even though back then I was like, wow, I wasted a year or I wasted money, all this stuff, thank God that he really does restore and he really does like he's a God of second chances, third chances, everything. Because I ended up going into phlebotomy, which is drawing blood. So I'm a vampire. Like if you ask me what I do in a sense, I always tell people, oh, I draw blood. I'm the one that I like the blood. I like to help people. But the year of nursing wasn't wasted in the end because I went and I really just poured myself into phlebotomy and I got a job right out of school, so right out of my tech school. So I went to do a trade. I am a person that I love learning, but I'm a hands-on learner. I love to just do everything with my hands, and I need to be moving and helping people. So I went into the lab, and then I just worked my way up. I never said no to anything. So anytime, even if people said, "Oh, that's not my job," I hate that saying. Just personally, I would be the one if I saw the trash cans getting full, I would take the trash out. I'm not going to wait for environmental to come through and do it. or if there was a patient that needed something, as long as it was within my scope of practice too, so I'm not trying to get sued. But I would help them. And then eventually, I guess I caught the eye of the management, and they gave me the chance to become the youngest supervisor in Kissimmee, in Osceola Hospital. I'm in Florida too. So, but that came from a moment where I thought I had like just wasted everything and just made like, what am I doing in my life? And little did I know that that mistake was preparing me all along for what I was meant to do. And I just worked my way up. Then I became a teacher and I taught phlebotomy in high school. And again, I was like, man, I don't like kids. What am I doing here? But I loved high schoolers. I love teenagers. I love to talk to them. And again, it was in a rough school. So it was at Liberty High School in Kissimmee, which is not the school that parents wanted their kids to go to, but it's what they were talking about a little bit ago. You can connect and you can relate to the students because you've been through certain things. And then I don't even know how, but now I own a phlebotomy school. So now I own my own trade school. And it's just crazy how the beginning, when I was 18 and like crying, like, what am I doing? I don't know what I did. Dropping out of college, and I hated nursing, I'm telling you. Thank God for that, because every single thing that I've learned along the way has now allowed me to own a trade school and to help those people who are probably feeling the same way that I felt at 18 or 19 years old. So my whole purpose is my trade school. We help single moms. We help foster transitional housing. That's the big thing that we are trying to do, is the people who are overlooked. That's who I love. Those are my people. And that's, I mean, I'll take anybody. I'll teach anybody how to draw blood. You will all become phlebotomists and vampires with me. But my heart is really to just help the people who are maybe struggling, maybe feeling like they wasted time or they made a mistake or whatever. That is literally my calling. That's my purpose. And
love this.
I don't even remember the question anymore, if I'm being honest. But I think you
I
asked
love
me about like, was there somebody who is doing something they never thought, or
They
that
never thought they
life
would do.
yeah,
Yeah.
that unexpected path.
I
I am
I
literally the unexpected path. I'm telling you, I'm the
I
unexpected path.
I had a quick question for the vampire. What shows were you watching that inspired you like that?
Oh man, I would watch all the Grey's Anatomies and
Right, of
just like
course.
the actual surgeries. Like I would just watch surgeries.
Mm-hmm.
The shows, like, I don't know, in the 90s we had, and in the early 2000s we had Monsters Inside of Me, about like microbiology and all the
Mm-hmm.
germs and stuff. I love that. But when I saw my first surgery in nursing school, I hated it. And I was just so sad. I remember the day that I was like, I hate this. I need to drop out. Like I remember that day and just feeling so defeated, but so thankful at the same time that that allowed me to find the lab and just, I don't know, the career that God had for me the whole time. So I'm just so thankful to be where I'm at now. But it didn't always start that way, right? So
Right,
you take
right.
whatever life gives you and never say no. Take every opportunity that
Yeah,
you can learn, take it. I don't know where I would be if I would have not taken out the trash in the lab. You know what I mean?
yeah. Wow.
Uh, my favorite show was I didn't know I was pregnant. I don't know
Oh
why I
man,
love
I
that
love
show.
that one
I
too.
didn't
I
like.
love
How do
that
you
one.
not know? Like, how
Yeah,
do you not? I didn't know
I
I was
would
pregnant.
judge those people too, though. I would be like, okay, what's
Yeah.
going on?
Because it had the crazy story. They would go in there because oh they got a runny nose and oh by the way you about to have
You
go into
9 months
labor. Like
pregnant?
how do
Yeah.
you not know? I just thought I put on a little bit of weight, ma'am. Like
Right. That's a whole baby.
yeah. My story is really long. So the synopsis is I wanted to be a professional wrestler. That's you couldn't have told me
Wow.
nothing else. I wanted to do Stone Cold Stunners and Rock Bottoms. That's all I knew. And that I ended up getting injured in another sport accident, and then that led me down the path of music, which led me down the path of production, which led me to become a battle rapper and be on stages. And during that time is when I learned about how cameras work, but I still wasn't interested in it, which led me to just ironically start a podcast. Had one episode, my mama watched it. That's about it. And then I ended up I had all this equipment that's around me right now, and Desiree asked me to do something for her family reunion. I filmed it. Everybody was loving it, and I did it
Wow.
for free. And then at the end of it, her grandfather said, "You got to take something. They gotta have something for this." I'm like, "Oh no, this is all good." And then he reaches in his pocket. You know how old people are, old men. He reaches in his
Uh-huh.
pocket.
Reach down in that
He
pocket.
just handed me a wad of cash. He didn't even count it. I'm like, "Oh my God, I would never." Like, he just reached in his pocket. Hey, here you go, young blood, and then hand me some money. He just walks away. That was the coolest thing I
Yes.
ever seen in my. I strive to be that level of cool. What, hey, Lamar, what y'all call that? Aura farming? That's the word. I'm
Yes.
trying to learn.
Look,
Yeah, I'm learning.
but
I'm
it
learning
be
the
the
words.
same. Look, he pulled out that water cash the same way the aunties and the grandmas be pulling out that candy out the purse.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
Yes, yes. That
They
was
be
there.
like, so you go up to the little kids, you like, here you go, baby.
Facts, facts,
Go
facts. It
on
was
and
so
take the
cool.
candy. Take a
So
bit.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. And so it was $300. And it's not
Wow.
like comparatively to like other photographers, that is like chump change. But for me, mind you, I'm using my phone at the
Yeah.
time, right? Everything I had done up to that point was with my phone. How I got to using cameras was I was doing some after this, I was using my phone at another gig, and they actually was paying me this time. It was like $50 or whatever. So they gave me the deposit, and then you're supposed to get your other half at the end. I'm doing it with my phone. I'm filming. There's a women's empowerment event that I'm filming. I'm looking up on stage, and all of a sudden, it's like a entrance music kicked in, and this woman comes through, and she's got. What's your favorite car? Like, if you had all the money in the world and you wanted to get the best car in your mind, your favorite car? Anybody?
I don't even like cars like that.
What's your favorite thing? Just
An
name something that
Audi.
is. And this
Audi.
woman walks in with the Audi of cameras, and I got my phone. I got this looking at the stage. She walks in. She got the big old and the thing and I'm just like, and she stands next to me, and because she thinks I'm just another person in the crowd. And she stands next to me and she starts taking real photos. And I got my camera and I do her like this. I'm taking pictures and I look over at her and I'm like, and I just would leave. I left. I didn't even get my second half. I was like, I looked at her like she stank. I'm like, why would you even pull up next to me like that? And I was introduced to a word that day that I didn't know the definition of: imposter syndrome. That
Mhm.
day I felt it for the first
Mhm.
time. And I'm like, oh, I'm not really, because I had rigs and stuff all around my phone, but I wasn't a real photographer. That day I got on Amazon and I went and bought my first camera, and we are here now. That's how I got. So from wanting to be a wrestler and
Wow.
want to be in front of the camera to now, that literally the motto of the company is showing you the world through a different lens. You know what I'm saying? And because my life lesson was I wanted to be in front of the camera, and I come to the realization I'm probably better behind it. So yeah, it was completely the
Wow.
opposite. And I never wanted to be involved in visuals. I never wanted to be I was a musician who didn't care about what I wore, because I'm like, nobody looking at me, nobody cares about that. And here I am now, I gotta pay attention to stuff like that. I gotta
Mhm.
fix people's hair when I'm getting ready to take a photo. So completely was not aimed for this at all, but here we are. So yeah.
complete
And I
180.
love these stories because it's a reminder. Because I feel like a lot of times our young people feel like fresh out of high school, they got to have it all figured out.
Mm-mm.
And
I
we
I just
all we
figured it out
all
five
thought
years
we
ago.
had it all figured out.
You're not gonna figure it out. You're not gonna figure
Exactly. And also to understand that it's okay to explore. College is exploration, literally. There are
I'm
people
still
in
figuring
college
it
that
out.
changed their majors 50 times, y'all. And that's okay until you find that. Look, Anastasia laughing. She's like, that was me.
You know when you're gonna figure it out? The first time a bill shows up in your name, not your mama name, not your cousin name, your name. It's got your first and your last and maybe your middle, and it's nobody to call to pay it. It's yours. It's like, well, can somebody, is there, no, there's nobody to your left, nobody to your right. You got to pay it. You got to figure it out. If
Oh
you need an
yeah.
extension, you got to get on the phone with them people. Hey, Miss Gladys down at the light bill place. Can you please, you got to do with the same thing you watch your mom and your dad do. You got to sit up there and learn how to figure it out. That's when it's going to hit you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even then, you may not have it figured out.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
mean, I said I'm still figuring it out.
yeah, because when you ask for that extension, then you got to take the time and you got to borrow money from a friend of yours, and you got to pay that. Then you got to figure out how you're gonna pay that friend back, and the money
Yep.
you're gonna pay that friend back with that was owed to. It's a catch 22. You're gonna learn
Yep.
that word later in life, Lamar. To catch 22, it just keep
It's
back and forth.
my mom used to say she's robbing Peter to pay Paul.
Yes,
You know,
Yes.
yes,
Yep.
yes.
and if I think the question, well, I'm sorry, I was talking to my daughter. The question was about like how do you get where you are?
Well, not
Uh,
even that, but
An unlikely
like
route.
what was
oh,
like the unexpected path that kind of turned you into where you
man,
are now, if you
I
had.
I I thought I was going to be in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? I started dunking in ninth grade. You couldn't tell me nothing after that. Like, oh yeah, I'm going pro. That's not even an option for nothing. I remember sitting in the house telling my auntie I was going to retire by the time I was 30. That's all I was what, 14? I'm telling my auntie, oh yeah, don't trip. I'm gonna be retired by the time I'm 30. I'm not working in no factory. I ain't doing this. I ain't doing that. Um, then that didn't happen. Uh, then I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna be a truck driver. Nah, that didn't happen. My pops was a truck driver. That didn't happen. And then like bruh's story, mine's is crazy because man, you almost come full circle sometimes in the craziest way. Like it was crazy. I have always been rebellious. Like I can't step in line the way I'm supposed to. Just I don't tell me what to do. I won't do it that way just out of spite. Um, and I think that's how I'm living my life or have been. Like I'm going to show you. I'm going to make it my way. Now it's taking me. I'm 54, and I still probably got 20 more years, but I'm a fail on my own, and I'm a fail being rebellious. And I remember one of my first gigs after high school. Uh, I don't know why the earth moved me that way, but I ended up filming. I was filming the local city council meetings. Boring, boring, boring. Every Tuesday night, I'm in there listening to these old people talk about stuff I didn't even understand. Then I got promoted to the producer, like Bro was saying. Now I got to set up the camera. I got to make sure the microphones work. I got to make sure it's getting, out to the people so they can see it. And if Sally can't see the city council, she calling in. Now I got a problem. And then short to make it short, now here I am studying political science, trying to be a social justice advocate, trying to change the world through the lens of politics, also incorporating my podcast and doing stuff like this. So, man, it is crazy how you get somewhere that you didn't even know you were supposed to be, but you're grateful that you're there now because like Sister said, now I know this is what I'm supposed to do. She knows she's supposed to be doing blood. She didn't know that,
Vampire.
right?
Vampire, yeah.
And I feel so I'm so grateful for every misturn that I took to get to me to where I am because there was something I learned there. There was something I learned there. You know what I'm saying? So
Hey,
sometimes you ain't supposed to have it figured out at 18 or 20. I'm 54 and I'm still figuring it out. So just take your time and enjoy the process, enjoy the ride. You'll learn a lot if you shut up and
Let's
listen.
go.
I heard everything you just said, but I got one question. How does it feel to dunk?
Oh boy, I'll take the whole show to the whole sideways.
Let me shorten it up. Have you ever dunked on someone? I've
Yes. Hey,
look. It's three things in life I've wanted to do I wanted to do before. I wanted to headline WrestleMania. I wanted to
yeah,
dunk on somebody and scream
yes,
on them, and I wanted
yes.
to go on a date with Jill Scott. Now, obviously, none of that didn't work out.
Right,
She
right.
clearly does. I can't even nothing with her. I'm only 5'10", so I never dunk a basketball, and I'm way out of shape to WrestleMania. But
See,
dunking man, if I could just if a
listen,
genie could drop out of the sky, give me one wish. I just want to dunk on somebody one time. How does
listen.
that feel?
So I was supposed to marry Tony Braxton, but
Okay,
she
all
never
right,
called me
cool.
back.
I'm
She never
dead.
called. Yeah, yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? And they didn't have
Jill Scott
Instagram or
stood me up on our date.
social media where I could follow her or shoot her a DM. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? So that's how I got, grateful that I got my most beautiful to marry me, because now I'm
facts.
boxed away from the weight class. So
Dude, do
anyway,
you know how crazy it would have been
Oh
if we'd have
my
had social
goodness.
media back then?
oh bro,
Could you imagine the
Tony
people we
Braxton
would have
has got
inboxed?
multiple
Could you?
DMs from me.
Hey,
Like
child, I'm breaking
nonstop.
y'all up right now. Anastasia, you had your hand up, honey.
My
Come
bad.
on.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let me mute up. My bad. My bad. My bad.
I wanted to say from a younger perspective, I would say for me, growing up, I wanted to be a teacher as well. And as I gotten older in this economy, now kids my age are looking at money. So now we try to get into careers that can make us the most money. So a lot of us are into the vlogging or into like sports or even into things like finance, but that goes hand to hand. For me, I wanted to be a criminal psychologist because I was like, oh, that's going to make me money. I'm going to help people. But as I started realizing I'm really doing this for the money and my passion started dying down, and I was trying to figure out the best way, like, how am I gonna switch and still be on time? But I just remember, because I'm a spiritual person, I just remember just praying about it, and God led me to doing marketing because I've always been a person that can sell somebody something, and I didn't even realize it. So I'll tell them, like, I think you'll look really good in that shirt. And I see them wearing the shirt the next day, and they tell me they really like it. So and I've always been pushed to be like a brand ambassador or be the face of somebody's thing. And it never occurred to me that I could really do something with it. And when God led me to marketing, I at first denied it because I was like, I don't know nothing about marketing. That has a lot to do with math. I just want to get up and get out. And something changed. Like something just I really just woke up one day and it changed me. Now I am going to make good amount of money and I am going to meet a lot of people, but it's just about the passion. It's just about the opportunities are going to be there and about helping people. And with me wanting to be a teacher and helping people, it wasn't about helping children, but it was about helping companies, helping adults, even helping elderly people, because that's what I do on my side. Um, so that's what really made me switch. It's kind of like an out of the blue thing. What I will want to say to the younger people, even though I'm young, is just don't look at the money, look at the end goal. You like bring you back earlier, there's jobs and career. Let your job invest into your career. Don't ever just keep that job. Always have your end goal, always have a connection to it. So if you're working at Publix, you can be the brand manager in Publix. You never know. Start at the bottom because you're always going to get to the top. Never just think when you get out, you got to get to the top because it just doesn't work like that. With me wanting to be a criminal psychologist, I would have to be in school for like 8 years. Who's going to be in debt? Not me. So tread lightly. Don't worry about it. Just focus on what's going to make you happy and how it's going to be towards the end because that's what matters.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
y'all better
good
come
job. Good
through,
job.
come through, come
That's a difference
through.
between a job and a career. A job is all about how much money you can make and living paycheck to paycheck. A career, your wealth has little to do with money. If you wake up and you don't feel like bad about what you're headed to do, you are rich beyond any measurable human thing. You are rich. You are filthy stinking rich if you wake up and you're like, I can't wait to go insert career here. So I just wanted to add that real quick. That's when you know you found your career.
I love it. I love it. I love it. But Lamar, before you even get started, I got you. Because now we get ready to pass it over to you, my little youth program ambassador.
Oh, no.
Our youth program ambassadors are leaders who are showing us what it means to live with purpose in action. They have taken on a powerful advocacy initiative this quarter. And so I'm turning it over to Lamar so that he can share with you guys what they're working on. So, Lamar, over to you.
See, now I was just about to get an oh no out of that, but hey, what's up, y'all? It's Lamar. As you can clearly tell. I am a youth program ambassador of the STEPS Foundation, and I just wanted to share we bring passion and purpose to life in a real and meaningful way. Each quarter, we choose a real world issue to raise awareness about, and this time, we focus it on something deeply important and often overlooked: teen dating violence awareness. This month on Talk Tuesday, we talk about what it means to live with purpose. And part of that means using your voice to protect, uplift, and advocate, not just for yourself, but for others too. That's why we're inviting teens and parents to join us for a powerful event where we'll learn how to recognize the signs of an unhealthy relationship, talk about what respect does and what it looks like, and to create a space for conversations that matter. Join us on February 22nd at 1 p.m. at the Hart Memorial Library in Kissimmee for Jeopardy in the Name of Love. Y'all gonna love that, especially our teens. It's important. It's interactive, empowering, and open to the community. The space is limited, so be sure to register. It's open. Register. Let's stand up for each other and speak out and build a generation that knows what love, safety, and respect should really look like. And there's more chances to learn, grow, and lead coming up soon with STEPS Foundation. On the 19th, we got our virtual mental health first aid class at 10 a.m. Join our virtual training and walk away with a 3-year first aider certification to recognize and respond to youth mental health needs. On the 21st, we got what recruiters look for at 6 p.m. Let's talk job readiness, resumes, interviews, and leveling up your career game. Part of our Survival Spark series, open to youth and families. Everybody, get up in there. January 24th, in-person youth mental health first aid at 10 a.m. again. The second part of it. It's the second part of it, but in person. So join us in person to get trained and support peers and youth mental health crises and with confidence and care. On the 25th at 1 p.m. is our in-person QPR certification. Your chance to get to life-saving certification in suicide prevention right here in the community. And on February 7th is the Color View workshop at 12 p.m., an art-based experience focused on mental health and identity. Come create, express, and connect. I blinked for a second. All right, you can register everywhere at www.stepsfoundation.org/events and follow us on social media at Steps Foundation Inc. to stay in the loop everywhere. Thanks for listening, and don't forget, your voice matters, your safety matters, and you deserve relationships rooted in respect. Let's be the generation that makes things real.
Come on, YPA. Yes, yes, and yes. We're so proud of our YPA students, y'all. Again, like I can't say enough good things about them. Our young people doing things in the community. We have another one that's on with us behind the scenes that those of you who are watching us on YouTube can't see. But I'm so proud of our youth program ambassadors. These babies are doing it seriously, doing advocacy work in the community, standing up for those around them. Finding your purpose isn't about pressure, it's about possibilities. It's about giving yourself permission to grow, to explore, and to dream without fear of getting it wrong. Purpose isn't found in one big moment where everything suddenly makes sense. It's built through small intentional steps, through the risks that you take, the lessons that you learn, and the courage that you show when you keep going, even when the path isn't clear. Every choice that you make, every challenge you overcome, every win that you celebrate becomes part of your story. And this story you're still writing. Whether you're just beginning to discover what lights you up, exploring college or career paths, giving back through service, or simply asking yourself, what do I want my life to stand for? Hear this clearly. You are not behind. You are becoming, and your journey matters. So as we continue to journey through 2026, I invite you to move forward with curiosity instead of fear, with courage instead of doubt, and with heart in everything that you do. Set goals that reflect who you truly are. Honor your voice and celebrate your progress no matter how small it is. Because the life that you're building isn't just about where you're going, it's about who you're becoming along the way. And that is your greatest work of art. So thank you guys for being part of another phenomenal Talk Tuesday this month. And remember, the power of positivity is always within you. Until next time, stay strong, stay curious, stay true to yourself, stay inspired, stay empowered, and keep leading the way. We'll see you guys next week for the next episode of Talk Tuesday.